So if financially planning for your business is such an empowering thing for you to do as an entrepreneur or a business owner, why do we then see so few entrepreneurs really kind of harness that and jump into that planning phase? I think some of it has to do with the nature of an entrepreneur and how we are wired. A lot of entrepreneurs are real go-getters and doers, and they just want to make things happen, and sort of waiting and investing time into planning with still a lot of uncertainties around us often doesn't sound very appealing. And there's also a number of misconceptions about the complexity really involved in planning that most entrepreneurs and business owners tend to just kind of shy away from it. But I really believe that so often that is a missed opportunity. One thing you'll learn about me in this course is that I love a good analogy. And when I think about financially planning and the importance and the power of it, I actually like to compare it to cooking. So you as an entrepreneur or business owner, no matter what phase you are in, there are so many elements of your business that you already have a lot of information about, or things that you've already thought out. And I kind of see those different pieces as ingredients. So for example, right at the heart of your business idea or company will be your product or service. You will know what product you want to deliver or what service you want to deliver. You will know a lot of traits about that product, how you want that product to look, to be, how do you want to deliver it to your clients. And that's kind of right at the heart of your company. And then you will also probably have put some thought into your clients, your marketing. What's sort of your marketing strategy? Will you go the social media route? How will your clients find you? Will you need a website? So you've got that whole second ingredient to your business. Then thirdly, you will know a lot about your operations. You will have thought about what it will look like to run your company on a day-to-day basis. Will you need premises? Will you need a vehicle? Will you need to hire some people, maybe subcontract some people? Will you need equipment? Everything like that. So you'll have all these different elements that are a part of who you will be as a business, and you will have without a doubt, put a lot of different thought into that. But if we then don't move on to the financial planning element of, call it a business plan, it's kind of like taking those different ingredients and throwing them all in a pot, covering our ears, closing our eyes, and hoping that after a while we'll come out with this beautiful, harmonious, delicious tasting dish. But the reality, it's often a little bit more tricky. When we financially plan, we are making a recipe and looking at the different ingredients, looking at the timing of them, looking at the quantity of them, and really developing a process, how we can apply all of those to come up with a successful business. Finance and money really is the sort of lifeblood and the center of your business, as much as it doesn't always feel like that. But maybe you'll think, well, my ultimate goal here isn't to make a ton of money, and I don't really want to set an income goal or anything like that. And that may be right for you in the season where you are at. But at the same time, I would say the number one and actually the only reason why businesses truly fail is when the money runs out. So then why wouldn't we take a minute to actually look at the future, what it holds, and what different ingredients and different steps, how they will actually affect the running of my business. So before I jump into kind of the practical element and the how of planning, I want to give you 4 common myths that I've heard about planning and well and truly bust them so that you feel empowered to start this planning phase. Myth number 1 is planning is complicated. When you don't know how to start, making a financial plan, it can seem very complicated, but in actual reality, this does not have to be true. You don't need a entire financial education in order to be able to make a simple financial plan. And the key really here is the use of templates. So you're not going to be trying to do this entirely by yourself, but you're going to use a step-by-step guide and a template where you basically use the information that you already have, the ingredients that I spoke about earlier, and you will apply them at the right time and basically fit it all together as a puzzle. And then you will get a financial plan that you will be able to interpret and read. The second idea is that planning takes forever. And again, this is a very big myth. As I explained to you, there is so much information that already lives inside of you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. And so when you have a template, you will know when to pull out that right information. Sometimes, yes, it might expose that there are certain elements that you need to do a little bit more research in. But again, these are questions that are going to come up anyway on your journey. So you might as well tackle them at the moment that you are doing that planning. I really believe if you've done your sort of pre-research, the actual filling out of a template shouldn't take longer than an hour. Myth number 3 is that there is only one time that it is good to make a financial plan. Many entrepreneurs and business owners think, okay, if I was to make a financial plan, if I was to do this, there's probably right before I launch, I need to make this plan. I need to project my future. And then I sort of bury that plan and never look at it again. This could not be more wrong. There is no wrong or right time to do your financial planning. I would obviously say to every single entrepreneur and business owner, the right time, if you don't have a business plan, the right time is now, because I believe at any stage of your business, there is so much power at looking ahead, planning ahead, tweaking, and making the right financial decisions. I would even go as far as to say, if you are a business owner and maybe you've done some trial runs, or maybe you've been running for a year or multiple years, you actually have a lot more information to take into your planning phase. And sometimes it can actually be even more empowering and even more accurate when you harness that information and you put that into a financial plan. So don't think because you've missed the sort of pre-launch plan that there's no use anymore. There's real power in planning at every stage of your business. And myth number 4 is that planning is a one-off event. You make it and then you never look at it again. As I was talking about in the introduction to this course, financial management and thinking like a CFO is all about the circular nature of business. And a financial plan is something that you can keep coming back to. You can make a financial plan for a year and then actually use that plan every month to have a look and see if you're on the right track. And if you feel like you need to tweak that plan, if you've got more information or circumstances have changed, you can actually use it, tweak it, make it more accurate, and then go into your next year and plan all over again. So definitely don't think of it as a one-off, done and dusted event. It is something that you can take with you as you grow in your business. So those are the 4 myths about financial planning busted. And in this next video, I'm going to be taking you through the how of planning.